There are two things that I love to do, and that is applique and thread painting. So the thread painting is where the thread just goes around the applique in kind of like a sketchy, artsy kind of way. So as you can see, this carrot is all applique and this is all thread painted. So I'm going to show you the tools that I use and how I use them to create a design a bit like this. Firstly, for my applique pattern, I start with a design, and this is a design that I created on a digital software package. I am not paid or sponsored on any part of this video. I use the things that I use because I love them. So I have a product here and it's called Heat and Bond, and as you'll see, there's a glossy side and there's a paper side. The glossy side is where the glue is, so we won't be putting our design onto there. So on the other side is the paper side, and I have traced all of the details of this design onto my Heat and Bond. So as you can see, I have the floppy over ear and there's loads of different parts. So I want to transfer this now onto fabric. This is the part that you call applique, and it's perfect for all of your fabric scraps. Applique is absolutely perfect for fabric scraps because, as you can see, there are a lot of small parts. So I'm just going to go around. I'm going to try and keep all the small parts together. This is my little bow for the top of her head, and just going to keep that little piece. This is her mouth. That's an ear. And if you find it easier, you can always mark up what each piece is, or you can reference back to your picture. I just love applique. Let me know down below if you've done applique or you want to give it a try, but you don't know how. And this is why you've come to this video, because you want to learn how to do a bit of applique. So I'm going to call these parts out, because these are all going to be different colours, and that's why we're separating everything. But you don't want to cut it on the line just yet. You want to cut it away from the line, and I'll explain that to you in a little bit after we've got all of our applique sections cut. There we go. So these can just go in the garbage. So now we just want to decide what colour that we want everything, and I know I want my bunny head to be pure white. So one thing you've got to bear in mind is what colour is your background piece, and you want it to be not busy looking. So I generally always go with a solid piece, and this will be the body that I put on to my applique. So I just want to figure out, because I've kept this as a not white piece, it's kind of like a off-white, I guess, a beige colour. So when I put my rabbit down, he's going to be pure white and he's going to stand out. And don't forget, we're going to be doing the thread painting anyway, so it will stand out, but it's much better if you don't do it white on white, kind of do it on an off tone. So that's a point that I just wanted to make when you're doing something white on applique. So my first applique piece is going to be the rabbit's head, and I just want to make sure that, I think I need to turn my iron on because it always ends up beeping on all of my videos. So I'm trying to make this not happen on this video. Let's see what happens. Is my iron going to beep? It's like the suspense. So I'm just going to press this down because you kind of want it to be flat before you put your piece on. And then basically you're going to get your applique piece, and I'm going to waste any fabric here. You get your applique piece and you're just going to adhere it, and you're going to do it to the manufacturer's instructions because some of them are different. So we're just going to adhere the glue to the fabric. So we're making our applique sticky. Go. And then we're just going to cut round it really loosely. And the reason I do this is because when I cut around here, there's going to be less fraying because I've got all that glue attached, and there's going to be less fraying of my actual piece. And don't worry about these lines, they're going to come away because they're on the paper part and not on the glue part. So I'm going to get my flopped down ear here, and I'm going to attach this applique piece to the fabric. Now there's a different order that you want all this to go on, and I'll explain that when we are attaching all of our applique pieces down. So you're going to go through all of your pieces, you'll decide what colour you want everybody, and then we're going to move on to the next stage. So I have all of my sections adhered, and this is the time that we can go around each of the parts and we can cut all of our applique sections. So that's one done, and then I'll just move on to the next. I'm obviously not just going to sit here and you watch me cut out all these applique pieces. So this is what you would do. You would just go around and you would cut all of this applique ready to work with. I now have everything cut, and one of the main things about applique is just to remember, do you have any overlapping parts? And remember, I have this like flopped over ear part here, and I'm going to have this ear section behind it. So I know that I have to place this ear section on first before I plop this ear section over. So let's build this rabbit face. So this is my base section that we talked about right at the beginning. I have just a piece of cotton and a piece of backing at the back because I need some form of stabilisation. I won't be able to just do this with cotton. So then I'm just going to get my rabbit head piece applique, and then I am going to get a pin and just score the back of it. So here's my pin. I'm just going to score the back, and then that allows me just to peel this paper away. So then I'm just left with the applique section with the glue on the back, and I can turn my bunny head piece around, figure out where I want her, and then I just get my iron and press. So now what we're going to do is the thread painting. I like to do it in black. You can do it in white. It's whatever preference that you have. So I've got a black in the needle. I've got a black in the bobbin. I've got a 9014 Microtex needle on. We don't need to worry about stitch length. I do have it set on a regular straight stitch. However, the feed dogs are lowered and we are now the feed dogs. So it doesn't really matter what the stitch length is because we are now controlling that kind of thing. And also, guys, I am filming this video on my birthday. So please give me a like as a neat little birthday present for me. Thank you so much. So let's get thread painting this bunny head. Going to try and keep my hands out of the way when I'm doing this. So I am just going to go around the head. I generally like to go around it like 3 times. So let's go. So I just want to say that this is a perfect gateway into actual free motion quilting for doing on your quilts. I believe that doing thread painting helps you to think about going around curves, and it helps you to anchor them kind of like patterns in because we already have the patterns there and we're just going around them. So I like to call this thread painting because it's kind of like sketching on fabric. I love thread painting. Now with thread painting, I want you to realise that the messier it is, the better it looks. And you have to trust me on this. So now I look at my work and think, what section should I applique next? And I think I'm going to do the ears because I just think it looks adorable once we have them ears on. So I need to just want to get my flopsy ear part over so I can see. You want to see where the position is for your parts before you stick them down. And what I do like to do is if I have overlapping parts like this, what I'll do is score the back of the one that goes underneath. Let's take this off. And I'm just going to put it down. And I just want to make sure I put it in the right place, basically. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Go. Sometimes it's good just to pivot the part down, around. And then just go around the 3 times. Don't know why I haven't cut this off, it's getting in my way. So this was the digital design that I created, and this is the applique work. You can see how quick and simple this was to create this applique piece and to thread paint it. So even if you just have a little bit of creativity, you can create something yourself like this. So this is the original, this is my artwork, and this is my applique and thread piecing. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.